Will the masks be mandated this winter, or will they be early 2023? We were told we have to learn to live with the virus, or the pandemic is behind us.
The pandemic is over.
But after almost 3 years of the pandemic, a fifth dose for some, repeated lockdowns, curfew, vaccine passport, and even an Amber Alert on New Year's night to Quebec residents to remind us that we cannot leave our home after 10 p.m. And now, would it be a mandatory return of the mask? And then what? Maybe a digital medical certificate next? But where is the science? In Quebec, the College of Physicians took the lead by tweeting that with the alarming rise in cases of respiratory virus in children and the overflow of pediatric emergencies, the College of Physicians again recommend wearing masks in public places to protect themselves and others. Perhaps you didn't know, but that the College of Physicians, as well as McKinsey consulting firm, which was heavily involved in the government's decision during the pandemic, is housed in the same building. Yes, they are supposed to be two separate entities, but living in the same building. Only one floor separates them. In addition, access to information requests in order to find out who has the influence of who is impossible. Since they are independent from the government and not required to provide any information to the public. Long live transparency in Canada, but especially in Quebec. Mr. Legault, Premier of Quebec, mentioned that the mask will remain on a voluntary basis. But this is a short-term statement. I emphasize two words because Mr. Legault had said them regularly before finally changing his mind a few days or a few weeks later. This was the case with curfew, the Christmas gathering. In fact, he changed his mind as frequently as his press conference during the pandemic.
Donc, je vous annonce aujourd'hui que les 2 journées de rassemblement qui étaient prévues à Noël vont être annulées.
Furthermore, in Quebec, Bill 28 was passed last June, and the purpose of this bill was to put an end to the state of a health emergency while allowing the government to maintain emergency powers, apparently necessary to protect the health of the population. Let us not forget that the health emergency that was deployed on March 13, 2020, and was renewed every 10 days by decree for more than 2 years. Is it not the time for Quebec to hold an independent public inquiry into the use of this health emergency? How was taxpayer money invested? Which company did the government invest in? Since most contracts were probably offered by mutual agreement, since the health emergency allowed it and still allow it until December 31, the Legault government will continue to have exceptional powers to make major decisions that will affect the life of people. So it will come as no surprise to many when mandatory masks come back. We must not forget that Mr. Legault also prepared for this with the school board by providing them with 30 million masks, plus the unused masks that were stored in the Quebec revenue offices. You can watch my report on this with the link in the description. Of course, the school ventilation problem, which has been going on longer than the pandemic and needed to be fixed, has simply ended up in the abyss. It is better to open the window class at minus 30 degrees in winter to ventilate, but at least the students are protected by their blue mask or ones made with old recycled material. It was even suggested in an article in the Journal of Quebec to wash surgical masks. What? Theresa Tam even mentioned recently that the mask was not perfect in terms of protection. So why keep forcing it? Especially since no one seems to know how to use a mask so that it is used effectively. Masks tuck into a pocket or in the bottom of a bag, soon with leftover underwear. Masks reworn that they have turned brown. Those wearing their mask at the elbow or under the chin, very effective, you know? Probably several specialists must roll over their graves to see this. We don't want to have to submit to the mandatory mask again. So sign our petition to ensure this doesn't become a reality again at nomoremask.ca. Thanks, it was Alexa for Urban News.